Okay, yeah, I'm not actually doing much of anything yet. I am just getting my tablet set up to try and run the chat. But hopefully my tablet can pull up live streams. Because if not, I'm kind of screwed. I can always borrow Mom's laptop. Oh, nope, it is okay. Yep. Okay, so I'm gonna be closing off the actual stream for a bit, but I'll come back on at 6 or when somebody's actually in the chat. Okay, I am now streaming. Let's count the lag. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Oh, hey, it's even less than that. Okay, but that's. Oh, nope. I'm not sure if it's just my tablet being laggy. So I've set the stream to ultra low latency this time. So theoretically, feedback should be quicker, but I won't really be able to check that unless I have somebody in the chat to check it against. Yeah, my tablet just isn't connecting to the internet very well down here. Yeah. Ooh, that's bad. Oof. Maybe I'm not going to be able to use my tablet during the chat. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and turn on game noises and see where we're at. Oh no, hey, my chat is. Hey, there we go. Yeah, my tablet is now receiving the video. Let's see. Okay, so I'm gonna move my mouse. 1, 2, 3, and my tablet just disconnected, so this is not an act. Okay. Come on, tablet. Oh, okay, so wait for it to load. Oh, it definitely seems to be a quicker response time, just my tablet isn't hooking in very well. Ooh, yeah. Like every time it stops for a moment, it lags a bit behind. Anyway, hopefully my tablet still should be less far behind than the lag for the chat was with the high latency. But yeah, now since I technically wasn't going to start the stream for another minute, and I don't appear to have anybody in the chat other than myself, I'm gonna see if I can't get my my YouTube as the channel in Chrome on my tablet, because I want to be viewing this from the from my own channel. Anyway, come on, you. No, it's wait. Is that what I'm? No, that's not what I want. Okay, I'm trying to see if I can't get into my video from the from just the chat. Wait, I might be able to okay, there we go. I will set the quality to 144p because I'm not actually watching the video. And so with any luck, that should hopefully reduce the lag on this end by a little bit. Let's see. Okay. So, 3, 2, 1, lag test. 1,000. 4. And okay, so I appear to be about 15 to 20 seconds behind going into my chat, which is better than the full minute I was at before. So if anybody shows up, I should be able to have closer to instantaneous communication. I'd be better off with a better device to run the chat on. I might borrow Mom's laptop for next time. But anyway, so for now, let's pull up the Transport Fever. And okay, so here we are in front of my depot street with my main building. Yeah. So let's roll the game. So in the time since I last came on, I've downloaded a few mods. So only one of them's actually shown any effect so far. They've all been train vehicle mods. Because of some requests I'd had before, and because I like them anyway, I've been trying to get engines for most of the various Thomas characters. I managed to find very good ones for Gordon, for Edward, for Henry. I wasn't able to find anything for most of the other ones, although I did find something that I can kind of use as James if it's not very good. But anyway, so this is the one that I'm going to be using for Edward. And while this is not the actual class that Edward is, it's actually frequently said that I believe Edward was a LNER Sharp locomotive, which has a very distinctive valve motion that actually goes around on the outside, but he never had that in any of the illustrations. And the explanation for that given by Wilbert Audrey is that Edward had been very significantly modified over the years. And even by the time he got to Sodor and during World War I, he was already completely modified, none of the original parts left. But a lot of his audience were like, hey, Edward looks like this one Caledonian engine, exactly like it. And guess what? That Caledonian engine just so happened to be on the Steam Workshop. So we currently have Edward. We are currently using a E1 as Thomas rather than an E2, which is already on the map. And then I did manage to download a mods for the A1 for Henry, the Black 5, A1 for Gordon, Black 5 for Henry. Although technically neither of those are quite accurate, but I went into that in the first live stream I did. So Gordon is actually the original. In canon, Gordon is the prototype of the original A1, and Henry was originally a complete failure based on stolen plans for Gordon, but he was later modified into something very similar to a Black 5. Basically, the frame and boiler were reused, and then they've replaced the firebox and some of the motion to turn him into effectively a Black 5. Yeah, and I do have a generic 040 in here that'll make an acceptable Percy. So if we go here into the generic early British engines and find the 040 saddle tank with cab, this is what I'm going to be using as Percy. And Toby is one that I already had and will just unlock later, around the same time that Gordon and Henry will. I was unable to find anything for Duck. I was unable to find anything quite right for Donald and Douglas, although I found something that I could put in if I had to. and I couldn't find anything for Oliver, and I'm not really bothering with any of the later stuff. Although I might wind up putting in Spencer or Murdoch, or if anybody has a request for a specific Thomas character and has a mod that works well, they can recommend. I will gladly put more modern characters in. I mean, I'm from the era of, like, you know, Salty and Cranky and Emily and Arthur showing up, so I'm perfectly fine with putting in some of those sorts of engines, but I just didn't feel the need to go desperately searching for them at this stage. But anyway, so right now the first thing I'm going to want to do is find a good place to chuck Edward in on a route. So yes. So I'm planning on running a short line from there to there, which I was thinking about doing that with Toby, although I might wind up putting Toby on one of those or something. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, Toby is very slow, which makes sense. So I'm going to need a fairly short little shuttle service for him. Let's see. But anyway, I did just barely with all the lag manage to get at least the first track for this line in last stream. So I'm going to finish that. I'm going to be putting a quick engine on there, but I might put Edward on running from here to bring the finished lumber back in. I think that's what I'll do. And let's see, I'm also going to need a because I'm going to be shipping the logs in that way, so I'm going to also need a short line coming from there down to there along the coast. And I might put Toby in for that, because I won't really need the extra logs right from the start. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. So, let's see, let's get the, yeah, we'll want, since this is going to wind up being used as a bit of a mainline connection going up this way, we'll eventually want to, yeah, we're still getting some lag, but I've definitely, wait. Okay, so that can definitely be closed. Come on, you. But yeah, I'm trying to slim down most of my other applications. As you can see, I have a very full taskbar down here, but a lot of my stuff is it, and it might also help if I turn off some of this stuff. So we're just gonna get rid of all of that so I don't get lag spikes whenever that happens. And I think I'm gonna turn off the trams and road vehicles. Well, actually, no, I do want that. Let's get rid of. No, oh yeah, all of those are things that I actually use. So, but yeah, there we go. Hope that's a tolerable amount of lag. Yeah, OBS, my broadcasting software, does into my CPU a bit. This is about how stuttery my game usually is for medium-sized maps, whereas it usually runs fine with a small one. But anyway, so yeah, the last thing I did was swapping stuff around there. So we now have this split into 3 lines. So let's see, that one's rate 344, rate 342, and rate 341. So yeah, all of those are going to need to be boosted by a little bit. So if 20 cars are doing 340, that means 2 cars would be doing 34, and each car is doing about 17. So we'll need another 4 cars on every train on those 3 lines. Which is fine. It's more than fine. So I'm gonna grab cargo, and so that's gonna be another 16 cars in total. I think I'm gonna grab 4 planks this time, just for some variation. So that should be the right amount. So we'll be keeping 1, 2, 3, 4, and then all the rest. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then here we're just going to drop 4. And that should bring it up so that they're actually running everything. And let's get the vans and rear engines moved to the very back. And then I think we're going to recolor these. We're going to make the 2 on the coal line both be coal black. Actually, no, I think I am going to leave them the funky colors from when they were doing the mixed service. I don't know. At some point, I probably will recolor them, but for now, I'm just going to leave it. Let's see. Yep, we still got nobody in chat, so... I mean, I may have a supreme ability to talk to myself, but it tends to be rather uninteresting for all parties involved. So I do hope that somebody will show up. Yeah. At this point, I'd even welcome some of the chaos that Alex Barton brings onto Skystorm's chats. But anyway, so you are now rate 409. You are now rate 409. And you are now rate 408, which is perfect. And this guy, yep, he's going to level up soon, and when he does, those lines will all spike in profitability, because currently they have double the rate they need. But as you can see, he's well on his way to leveling up, and as soon as he does, and actually let's, yeah, and even with all of that going in, it's, 2 of each to 1 steel going out, so we only need 1 train's worth of shipping back that way, and we have 2, so that'll be fine. See how my little transfer yards here are doing. Yep, that one's running well. That one is also running well. Yeah, I call, these are what I like to jokingly call station extension modules. Ooh, yeah, I hate the way that the trams snap straight when they pull into the stations. Oh blast. But if the devs ever by any, freak chance actually watch this insanity, I would greatly appreciate that bug being fixed. I don't know if it's just for the cargo trams or if it's for all of them, but like they stop and when they start loading, they snap straight. So if you have a single block platform and a tram that's anything longer than that, the back cars will actually snap off of the road, and it's like, that just looks so bad. But yeah, these guys are doing fine. And but yeah, so let's get that guy double tracked, and then we can get our freight train on there, and then we'll have yeah, I think we'll have Edward shuttling there, and we'll have Toby on the coastal route on the other side of the map. Yeah, but other than this, though, the main thing I have planned is just waiting until the 20s and 30s show up, because once they do, that's when nearly all of the why are you saying where's that too much slope coming from? So you're good up through there. I'm guessing it did a weird thing and crossed over itself somewhere, and that's what that issue is from. But yeah. Yeah, this bridge actually surprised me a little bit that it was trying to do that when I was putting it in the stream. I probably could have gotten rid of that, but it was lagging so bad that I couldn't zoom in for long enough. And so I just picked a bridge color that I thought wouldn't look too bad and left it in. I don't know. I'm still not sure about that. I might go back in and get rid of it, although now that I've put the bridge in, there's no point from a game perspective to get rid of it, but it does look really weird having a pointless bridge through the middle of the woods, but I don't know. I think I might leave that up to you guys, Amorous and Amber, once you guys come through and actually watch this. If you guys think I should get rid of this random bridge through the forest and redo it flat to the ground, I will delete from about there up to the level crossing and relay it, and then use the M and N keys to adjust it so that it actually lays along the ground there. But if you guys are fine with it, I'll just leave the bridge in that little dip. I don't have too much preference either way, but I know that a lot of the folks I've seen who do Transport Fever 2 stuff would want to get rid of that as an eyesore, so if you guys agree and think it is definitely an eyesore, let me know and it will be gone. Yeah, I'm going to put that in like that. This is going to be the depot access for there. So, yeah, just to keep that looking half decent, I'm going to put in the double slip switch before I put in the outward curving track, because it forces that little bit to be at the right angle if you put in the double slip switch that way. And then I'm going to have to make this really funky S-bend to get around there. And let's see if I can slip in there in one go. And I can. And double slip it up. And we now have depot access on this line going that way. And I think I'm going to go ahead and make this be the full triangle too. Just for convenience sake in the future. That way I can send direct engines back to the depot wherever they are on this bit of line. And let's make sure that that doesn't look too horrible, which it does not. So go ahead and put that in. And then let's smooth that out and then get a logging train in. Having that dip in the middle of the triangle seemed kind of weird. Actually, too bad I don't have an actually, no, what I can do, though, is grab that, because what I just remembered is, well, I can't, put real water. There is a texture over here to put in, like, dirty pond water. And so I can put a little pond in here, which I think will look kind of cool. And I'll have to I'll probably pick a level that's slightly higher and then get rid of it at the edges there, but I don't know. Maybe I'll see if there are like reeds and ducks and stuff in a mod for assets, and then I can have a nice little like, you know, those like drainage pond type things, because that's probably would naturally form somewhere like this, like between the just natural dip in the landscape there and the runoff coming like down from the bridge there would also need a place to be channeled into so as not to cause erosion. So yeah, this can be one of those things. And then go into terrain tools. Actually, I missed a little spot there at the end, so I'm going to take the brush size down to be super tiny. I'm going to bring that out to there. And then yeah, and having little speckles there doesn't look too bad. It looks sort of like duckweed. Well, is duckweed a thing everywhere, or is that just something around here? It's like these little itty-bitty floating plants that grow on the surface of ponds around here. Not like all ponds, but like some of the big swampy natural ones will be like covered in these little green circular plants that and it just makes this like little mottled green coating on top of the entire pond. Don't know. Yeah. Why don't you guys let me know if duckweed is a thing in your part of the world? Anybody who happens to see this. But anyway, I definitely need to get the water off of all of that upturned edge bit. And having a little bit of the grass texture going into the pond is probably better looking than having a little bit of the pond texture going into the grass. I don't know. I think this is a nice little feature here. Yeah, another thing I can do with this dirty water texture is I can use it to paint in like mud puddles on the sides of roads and stuff. I've seen Sky do that a couple of times. Or was it GT? I don't know. I know one of them I saw, I think it was actually Grand T, who I saw do that. He used this texture to paint puddles into one of his back roads, and it looked real cool. I wish there was a way to force it to put in a hard edge, but I don't know. I think that's kind of cool. Get a nice little pondy bit there in the middle of nowhere. Let's see, do we have any assets that would look good with a pond? You can put in rocks, maybe. Now, let's see. Put our rock in the middle of the pond? Nah. Oh yeah, these are some of the assets I have in. So these brake fans haven't actually unlocked yet, but I plan on using those a lot when they unlock. And then I have a couple of water towers. I need to put those in. And then I have a lot of the various mods I had that put in engines and stuff had things for those. So I have all of my coaches, or most of my coaches. I have my E1, I have the British shunters. I can get all of those. I can get a bunch of different vans here. I can get the Jenny Lind, which is the first locomotive I was using on this map. And then, yeah, it's like, although, that's kind of annoying. You can Oh. Oh, okay, I see. So yeah, the rear brake... Dunno. Yeah, apparently the rear brake doesn't actually... Oh, I don't know, but anyway. I like this carriage a lot. I think it's one of the prettiest. But anyway. All that aside, I'm going to go put in a few water towers, because my map needs them. I can't believe I haven't put any of those in yet. So I'm going to make sure that, firstly, that there's one here at the, right outside the shed, if I can fit it in, which I should be able to. So, yeah, I'm going to use mainly these, but I'm probably going to sprinkle in a few, Great Western water towers. Let's see, I only have a very short bit, so, I think it'd be more reasonable to have the, ladder going into the sidewalk than the, water spout sticking out over the sidewalk. So we're going to have you there, and then we're going to have, let's see, we'll put them in the middle here. So we'll put one there, just outside the station. We'll put one there between those two tracks, and then we'll see these go to the depot. So we'll see that would only reach the first two tracks, but if I stuck it in the middle, you could actually, if I do it a little close to the switch, you could get that to yeah. We'll put that out here by the switch to let those engines get water. Actually, you know, the Great Western ones, they look a lot classier, so I think I'll use these for, like, outlying things. But the main station, I'm going to put in the, more fancy painted, Great Western Railway ones. What do you think? Does that add a little... Ooh, that... Yeah, no, we're going to want to move that one back a little bit, because that's probably close enough that it would clip through, and I definitely don't want that. Let's see, what do you think? Yeah, I could probably just barely swing out to, fill on that track. I don't know. Or I could just put it, like, up here. Nah, because you wouldn't want them, filling up way out there. And for the cargo, I'm just gonna chuck in the, these guys. On that one, yeah, I'm not going to bother putting one in on that one yet, because I don't think we actually use it yet. Yeah, we only use those guys. So there we go. Let's see. How are you doing? Yeah, not... Why are you not profitable? You really should be, because from the looks of that, you run about full. Oh, it's probably the fact that it's like 2 carriages to the engine. Probably just the cost of the engine that's driving things up. Now, let's put another carriage on the back, because you do seem like you would need it. Oh, and you don't have a brake van, which, I mean, for so small a train, I guess wouldn't be too horribly unrealistic, although you'd think that they would still want one. Yeah, we're gonna have a just generic gray truck, and then a brake van. And the van's gonna be uncolored. So that'll give him an extra 7 capacity, let him haul a bit better, and make him look a little more interesting. What about you? Yeah, you're coming in full. Let's see, what's your rate? Your rate's 107. And let's see, what's the goods factory outputting? It's producing and shipping about 100 right now. Although, it looks like it's going up. Yeah, the steel probably just leveled up, I'll bet. Yeah, the steel just leveled up. Yeah, we're probably going to want to either put on a second goods train, or I think I'm going to... Yeah, he's got 5 right now. I think we're going to do 2 of them with 6, but we'll make them mixed. I think sounds... Or no, we'll do 2 with 5, but we'll make them mixed. So, for this one, we're going to put on a... we'll do the other one with a 777 as well. And I think I like having differently colored engines. I find that usually it looks a bit off in this screen, but when you actually put it on the line, it actually comes out a really pleasing pale yellow, in my opinion. I like that. So we're gonna borrow a couple of those, and then we're gonna go into cargo here, and we're gonna get some open wagons, some 5 planks, and these are gonna be yellow as well. And then we're gonna grab another van. There we go. I think that'll be interesting. So let's see how he looks coming out. So, yeah, on my screen, he comes out that nice, vibrant yellow. That might just be my color settings, though. Let's see. In a minute or two, I'll be able to see how he looks on my tablet. But here's to be black. Yeah, it's fine. You know, buffering there, I'm going to jump back a few seconds to compensate. I want to not do that. Yeah, I'll probably wind up, oh yeah. Yeah, he comes out a pleasant yellow, even on, yeah, he comes out about the same color on other devices. Yeah, I'm definitely going to want to, try and borrow Mom's laptop for future. But for now, this ought to be fine. And, oh, yes. That's what I was getting ready to do when I wound up doing that instead. We need a line from there all the way down to there. And this line is going to be train line, Middleton, no, let's do Middleton Forestry. That sounds cooler. And I'll make that be my standard for the other one. To Smethwick Lumber Mill. It's got a scroll bar there to scroll the name. But it doesn't actually. No, let's. I'll bet in there. There we go. Yeah, if I do that, I'll actually be able to see the full name. Yeah, that's the issue with this. Yeah, I was right. I did only put one L on the end. There we go. Anyway, yeah, I know most of the time you wouldn't see that part of the name, but I wanted it to be nice. And on this one, I think we'll want to chuck a water tower either end of the line, because reasonably they would definitely need to get water. And let's put it out here a little ways. Yeah, and this way the engine can theoretically water while they load. And yeah, part of me wishes that there were a way to run the game with train flipping completely disabled, because I'd like to have to do the various, you know, like little triangle turnaround things to get them going straight for tender engines, or turntables for tender engines. Apparently this guy got a oh, that's nice. So yes, apparently, I'm actually going to be using this okay, yeah, I can put Edward on the full long line then, because those Caledonian 440s apparently get a rebuilt version in '96. Oh, that's wonderful. It's just wonderful. Which sort of makes sense, especially given the let's see, that's the 179 class, or is that a different Caledonian? Oh, that's a different 440. Okay. Apparently I downloaded two. Wait, they look almost exactly the same. Let's see, 1882 through 1923, 1896 through 1923. Weight 48. Wait for it. Does it say what mod? No, it doesn't. I don't know, because those look exactly the same. I don't know, but either way, though, that does make sense in the context of this sort of... I don't know, but either way, I'm gonna have this be Edward. Yeah, it's only 550 on the power, but still. Yeah, we can do that, and since he can go quick, I'm not gonna do the flat cars with side stakes. Even if we had the 80 kilometer an hour, I wouldn't. I can do let's see, we're running logs one way and planks the other. But I know the free planks, but I think these guys it palletizes and stacks up. We'll start with just a couple and see, and then if it doesn't, we'll use the deeper walled cars. Anyway, this will be our Edward. Fast freight. But yeah. So, yeah, see what I mean, though, about how similar this is to Edward. But the thing is, the sharps that Edward was theoretically based on had a very blatant piece like up over everything that ran the pistons, which are up out the front. Actually, here, just for the moment, so we can actually compare the two Caledonian engines from the mod to see which is more Edwardish. I'm gonna chuck that one in there, and we'll modify it, and I'll come look at it from the side. Okay, so okay, so yeah, that is more accurate on Edward. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna okay, so yeah, we are actually going to have that be our Edward. But for now, we are going to put Edward on that longer line. But once I get production actually amped up, I'm gonna move Edward to the to that shorter shuttle line. Because Edward only actually goes up to let's see, to 72 miles an hour, I think it was, whereas that other Caledonian 440 was not as nice as it is. It isn't. I don't think it is quite as good. That one I think is meant to be internal cylinders versus external, and Edward is definitely external cylinders. And Edward also has that close to the front. So yeah, this I think is the. Anyway, one of these similar Caledonian 440s though is the class of engine that they all thought Edward looked so much like. Oh, hey Amber, good to see you here. So, sorry, I'm trying to get chat working on my tablet. It does not work nearly as well as I'd hoped. But yes, I am super glad to see you here. Now I am no longer alone on the internet. So, as you can see, hopefully, we have managed to get Edward in. I'm also playing at a much lower latency, which should mean you guys get less lag, although as my tablet can barely keep up the video, it's still probably going to wind up being just about as much lag. But actually, this brings me to another thing. So this bridge here, it got put in a bit as an accident because of all the lag we were having last night, and I wanted to know if you like it, because I'm not sure, like, from a pure playing the game perspective, there's no reason to take it out, but from a map beautification perspective, it's really weird having this bridge in the middle of the forest. So I'm wanting to know what you think. Should I take the rail out from there to there and put it back in, but bring it down so that it doesn't form a bridge? Or should I just leave the black brick bridge in? So my tablet will keep up for long enough for me to actually see your response to that. But also, yeah, when Edward gets back to the other end, I want to see how the loads stack on these smaller on the one plank wagons, because I don't remember whether the logs and the planks, if on the one plank flat cars, if they just put like one super thin layer, or if they actually strap them together and stack them up higher on these. I think they stack them up higher like on the state cars, but if they don't, then I'm going to use the taller walled wagons for this route. I do not have Gordon yet because I did find and download the A1. I found and downloaded the A1. It does not lock another about 30 in-game years. As soon as it does, we will have Gordon. I'm going to be putting Gordon in charge of my second passenger route. And then shortly after Gordon, we will also get Henry. And I've also found a way that I can put in Percy, and I have a mod for Toby already. James isn't going to be super accurate, but I will be putting him in. But yeah, I think one of the things I was discussing with Edward, so Edward is, yeah, there we go, yeah, those cards do work how it's hoped. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the game and put a bunch more on. Although actually, no, I was going to be that's right, I was going to be swapping Edward to the other route because he's a little on the slow side. But I do have another similar Caledonian 440 that came with the mod. It's a bit longer and it's faster. And I think I'm going to put that on this long line, and Edward on a short one I'm going to be putting in from there down to here to deliver planks. But anyway, for now, I will just upgrade Edward's train, though, give him a bunch more cards. So, got 2 now. We're going to go in and grab the generic British open wagons, the one plank, and just... There we go. And Edward's going to have a little bit of a struggle with this train, but we're going to be putting a slightly faster engine on, and then Edward's going to be... Oh no. Oh no. my tablet. My tablet, it's an older tablet, it's pretty good, but the internet connectivity is terrible. I am in the basement. So, I have completely lost all connection to the chat. Yeah, I'm trying to, oh, there we go. Okay, I have the chat back, and I appear to be pretty close to live. There we go. So yeah, anyway, though, if you would tell me your feelings on the bridge. I'm trying to come to a decision on that, and I'm really not sure. I definitely don't particularly like the bridge. I'm not sure if it's worth removing it, if you get what I mean. Anyway, while I wait for my tablet to keep up and receive a response from you, I will go ahead and put in the line here that I'm going to be transferring Edward onto. I want to do just another. I think I'm going to do another track peeling off of this station, and due to the wonderful way that platform capacity works with this mod, or with the mod I have, I can actually do not a proper curved station, but sort of a pseudo curved station. So like, I'm going to put in 4 platforms here, but I'm only going to put in 1 track. And it will no, it doesn't work quite how I hoped. Oh well. But anyway, but as you can see though, it's using that bit for it. I was hoping it would go the whole way along, but now I'd have to force it to not use those for that station, which I can do. I can do that. It just involves a little bit more finagling. So what I'm going to have to do is I've got this empty passenger platform that looks fine just being unused. So I'm going to put that through there, and that'll force it to separate the two platforms. And then I can put a cargo platform going up the other side. And that'll keep it looking like one continuous platform with a little like walkway area. But it'll still let me do the cool thing I was trying to do. So let's see. Do I want to curve off, start him there and curve off that way, or go that? I think I'm going to go that way. So I'm going to put just one bit of track in there. Okay, so the bridge. Yeah, the bridge is not that one. That one I'm definitely keeping, but in the middle of this forest here, like just level with the treetops, if I can get down where you can see it, is a bridge. I swapped it to be made of black brick because I thought that looked the least terrible, and that was about all I could do with how stuttery my tablet was getting it, or my computer was getting at the time. So I've got this like black stone bridge, just randomly, pointlessly in the middle of nowhere. My tablet's buffering again. It would jump, because unfortunately it doesn't. And that means that it gets off of live. It buffers and holds it back a little bit. But anyway, so I'm sitting here at that bridge I was talking about, and it's come up on my tablet, so you should be able to see it. But anyway, so that bridge is like, it is stupidly massive. It's going through like this entire forest, which is apparently in like a little bowl or something. But what I'm thinking about doing is breaking it off at the level crossing there, and then like up here on the slope. And then I can put the track back in and use the M and N keys to move it down until it's no longer actually forming a bridge. And that way I won't have that ridiculous bridge in there. But I'm honestly not even sure if I want to remove the ridiculous bridge. So, I don't know. If I decide to not remove it, I can just, leave it in. But anyway, so I think I'm going to have Edward have a bit of a windy route here along the road a bit. So I think we're gonna start them up there, and we don't need to go anything faster than like 72 for Edward's line, because that's all Edward can actually get up to is 72. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'll do it then. I said, yeah. At this point I have the money to rip out the bridge and redo it. It doesn't really affect me either way what we do with the bridge. Just, I don't know. I was having a terrible case of just massive indecision as to whether I liked it or hated it. And I didn't hate it enough to remove it regardless of what you guys thought, but I didn't like it enough to leave it in if you guys didn't. So I was just like, maybe I'll take it out, maybe I won't. I don't know, but yeah, I think it'll look a lot better with it on the ground. But yeah, one of the things that I'm gonna be I was on the mod workshop, and while I was finding these, I also found a forum for like requesting various British engines and stuff, and I have mentioned to people, oh, you didn't, oh no, oh, this is Transport Fever 2 at its finest. So yeah, apparently Edward is currently stuck hovering in the middle of nowhere, and the tablet just spazzed out. But so yeah, I'm gonna have to get Edward back on the ground before I can finish this. Oh. I'm gonna take that down to the track level. I am putting in some road, but not large amounts of it. I definitely am having a very heavy railroad focus, mostly railroad and ship. But like most of the road lines I do are like short distance transfers, and even then I tend towards trams just because I find them a lot more efficient. But I will be doing some road, but probably not any like intercity road, just like, you know, bus routes, little shuttle things. But I'm definitely going to be doing mostly rail and tram, unless you guys are specifically interested in having some longer distance road lines, in which case I don't have anything against them, I just don't tend to use them. So, I don't know. Road transport, I will gladly. I do have a ship line, as well as my trams and trains out back here, and I'm going to be putting in another one before the end of this episode, running from where's the other logging camp? From that logging camp there around to there, where I'm going to transfer it by a shorter train up to the lumber mill there. That's probably where I'm going to put either Toby or Percy. Anyway, for now, so I've got that, and I'm going to go ahead and get this dude put in. And this will let me transfer Edward onto his final line. And Edward's going to run mostly along the roadside here. I don't think I'm going to snap straight to the road for all of it. Oh, actually, no. It only dips down to 72, which is Edward's max speed. So I am just going to go ahead and snap right on the road. Oop. Oh, yeah, we have got to have Birdie the bus. Yes. Oh, ooh. Where to put Birdie? Yeah. Yeah, I couldn't forgive myself if we didn't have Birdie the bus somewhere. Ooh, yeah. As soon as this episode's over, I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna look and see if they have, I'm gonna find out what sort of bus Birdie is, and I'm gonna look on the workshop to see if they have it. And if they do, I'm gonna be putting Birdie the bus on next episode. If not, I'll probably do it anyway and just have a random red bus that's named Birdie Bus. At the moment, I don't think we even have access to any buses. I think we only have like horse and cart type stuff. But yeah, honestly, I'm almost ashamed of myself for not thinking of that myself. Like that needs to be. Yeah, I know this isn't quite connected yet, but I'm gonna be swapping out the building for the. Oop, nope, no, not that. Come on. But I'm gonna be swapping out the building for the Come on. But anyway, I'm gonna be swapping out the building for the really small cargo one. I don't know. I really like taking this and putting it right in line with the actual platforms. I don't know. I like the way that looks. It's awesome. But anyway, so I'm gonna put this dude down there, and then we'll go across. Oh no, fine. Be that way. See if I care. But anyway. But yeah, I've gotten most of this line the maximum amount of curviness that I can while still maintaining that 72 miles an hour at all points for Edward. And so, that's a good way to do things like this. Like if you're putting in a line for a certain train, you can afford to just make it as curvy as you want. Then doing these sorts of things, like I think this is the first time I've actually done a line actively hugging a road, but it looks cool. So anyway, let's get depot access for Edward's branch line here. And just nice. And actually, I think I'm gonna put the no. Oh, also, I don't think you were here for this, but I've been putting in water towers. I've had this asset from the beginning, but I forgot to actually be using it. So I'm now that I've remembered, I'm just putting them in, absolutely everywhere. Like, I'm making sure that all of the lines have at least one water tower. Oh, and also, while I was mod searching, I didn't find any older Belgian trains for Amherst, but I did find a modern high-speed and a modern commuter. Or no, it was a modern high-speed Belgian train and a modern Belgian just locomotive that was meant for like freight traffic. Yeah, that's what it was. And so when we get into like the modern day, I'm gonna start putting on some of that stuff for him. So anyway, so new line from there to there, and so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start off by purchasing the locomotive that I'm gonna be swapping Edward out for and putting its train on that line. And then I'm just going to swap engines, because that line doesn't need nearly as many cars. We're going to get steam, and we're going to get, not this one, this is the one I'm using for Edward, but apparently in the same mod, we got this guy, which goes up to 113 kilometers an hour, which means that this actually is the exact same speed as the Greater Britain. And it's actually more powerful too, so I'm probably going to start using this for some of my passenger services for now. But right now though, since in this game I don't really make too much of a distinction between freight and passenger engines, simply because of the way Transport 2 does its cost calculations, you're actually better off using the fastest engines for everything. So anyway, but I think Edward's only going to need like a few cars, and once I get the 80 kilometer an hour cars, I think I'm actually going to swap Edward over to the side stake ones. Oh, I am playing the date. I'm gonna play the date at full speed for most of the season. I thought it was gonna take a lot longer for me to get stuff done, and so I was keeping it at quarter speed, keeping the Steam era for longer. But I'm realizing that it's actually holding me back a lot having the date where it is. So I'm actually gonna let it run. But anyway, for now, I'm just gonna have just a few cars on here, and if I need more, I can add them. And I think I'm gonna put this locomotive a different color. But because it's similar enough for Edward that I don't want it looking the same. So let's see. Let's do a little green. Not any green locomotives in here yet. So let's put you on. Oh no, we want you on the as yet unnamed line 3 over there. And then we're going to manage vehicle, and we are also going to grab Edward's line, and we're just going to do a quick swap the vehicles. Ooh, and I put them both right at the back, of course, because nothing's allowed to be easy. Oh, I'm gonna do that for now, and then I'm gonna just and I'm gonna have to redo the naming too. Oh well. But for now, I should have swapped the cars instead. Probably would have been easier in the long run. Yeah, judging from the state of the workshop, though, I'm betting a lot of the engines that I'm wanting to do are going to wind up being up there pretty soon. I was honestly astonished that nobody had put in a Pannier tank yet. Because I wanted to do Duck, and he's a Pannier tank engine from the Great Western. And that's such an iconic engine that I was just astounded that nobody had actually done that yet. So I'm just going to give this a placeholder key spam for now. Rename Edward to Edward, and then that guy's going to become Train 12. There we go. So, now let's follow Edward as he goes to... Oh, hey, Edward's already on his line. What? So yeah. Yeah, I think Edward's pretty suited to this route. I do tend to try and use the fastest locomotives I can from the beginning. I think I'm going to even out that little bump there after the that crossing, because apparently it tried to peak up a little bit right after, and that will not do. So we're going to get rid of those two sections and relay it. Boom. There we go. No really annoying lump. Ooh. Yeah, I'm going to need to chuck in a couple of signals here so that we don't have them waiting for path way back there. I'm going to give Edward some signals there, and we're going to move that signal back just a skosh to let Edward through. How about with the cat like that again? There we go. Yeah. I'm gonna look into borrowing Mom's laptop for the chat next time. My tablet really does have major connectivity issues. And even if Mom's laptop, worst case, if it has major Wi-Fi issues, I can run an actual cable down into the basement and use that. Worst case. Anyway, let's go ahead and chuck some signals in there. Take that. Actually, we don't even want that one. And we are going to want to block this section up. Because eventually I'm probably going to need a additional train on that line. Actually, no, we don't want that there. We want that on the other side of the triangle entirely. Anyway, so yeah, I'm going to start blocking this up. Because I'm betting we're going to need to duplicate that other train at least once or twice. Well, once demand starts picking up. For now, no, but it's going to need a rate of 400, and this is a pretty long line. But yeah, with the fairly quick cars I have from that mod, though, the 96 mile an hour per kilometer an hour freight, this is actually probably going to be a stupidly profitable line. And once I start getting some of the newer vehicles, I mean, it's going to be a while before I get the 120 kph wagons. But when I do, this train will actually handle up to 113. So, yeah. Looks pretty fancy too. But it'll be a while before he starts shipping back. And for now, he's only going to be about half full. Although, that's going to be a while before Toby unlocks. I don't think he actually unlocks until the 20s. So I might have Percy on this line. Although if we want to go series-wise, we can actually, no, I think that's what I'm gonna see. No, that's not the one I'm looking for. Let's go into the bricks thing. Where are you? Up here. I think we're gonna put Thomas and Percy together and transfer the generic British engine we have as a back engine to somewhere else. Because, I mean, traditionally, Thomas and Percy working together is a fairly, standard thing. And I think the engine I was going to use for Percy is actually the about the same. Oop, no, that's not what I meant to do. So let's see. So that one was power 200, speed 64, and I think the one I was going to grab from here is for Percy, the 040 with a cab. Oh, is actually slightly more powerful as well. So, yes, we're going to be having Percy on with Thomas. Oh no, that's the 040 tender engine. 040 saddle tank is still 64 kilometers an hour and 300 power. So, let's see. Let's put Percy and Thomas both up front together. I mean, neither of them are quite right. I think the saddle tank in here has hard corners on the edges of the tank rather than Percy's rounded style tank. But anyway, and now we've got that other guy in storage there, and we'll bring him back out eventually. We might have him be the depot engine. And actually, I think I'm gonna split those guys up. So that, yeah, because that way if we put Amorous' old engine back on another route, he will still be named Amorous' old engine, not something else. But anyway, so this is now not just Thomas, this is Thomas and Percy. I don't know. I think Percy had a bit wider of a wheelbase than that, but that's not too bad for Thomas and Percy. I like it. What do you think, Amber? Stupid tablet. Oh yeah, I'm still back when I was messing about with the, come on, tablet. But anyway, so, how do you like Thomas and Percy here? Think it's fairly close? Anyway, I'm gonna... Actually, let's see, in terms of road vehicles, do I have a actual bus? Because I can always swap it out for a birdie-type bus later on if I can get one in the mods. But let's see. Buy vehicle passenger. Yeah, all I have is yeah, these guys. Yeah, this is the only bus I have. That's yeah. Birdie's like a early 19 or early 20th century bus, and we're still in the 19th. But I'll look out for Birdie the bus to chuck on here somewhere. Anyway, so theoretically, yeah, okay, so yeah, these guys are starting to get some decent production up. Let's see, what's the yeah, and Edward's currently got a rate of 170. I think he might have well, let's see, because there's other places that require planks, so yeah, I'm gonna need to go into here and yeah, I'm gonna turn back on the Townsend factories. So that guy needs planks for machines. We need planks for tools. So yeah, Edward theoretically will have his rate, need to have a rate much more than 200. He's currently around like 180, dependent on whether or not he has to stop for somebody else. But so yeah, we'll actually well, right now he shouldn't need to have nearly that much. Yeah, he's doing fine for now, but at some point we'll chuck a few more cars on. And I think we'll set Edward to wait for full load there. Oop, no, I don't want managed vehicle. I wanted managed line. And at Middleton Halt, you are now going to wait for a full load, Edward. No sense running back and forth empty. But yeah, and using the generic early British engine for Percy, it's actually a pretty canonically valid way to do it too, because Percy is expressly in the canon a complete plebe. Like, it's actually said in the book I linked you to, that Percy is made up of basically an assortment of parts from various manufacturers. He is not a, designed engine. He is basically, he was done by a reseller of steam engines, and it was basically just a, you know that thing where you'll like buy a 2 or 3 broken things on eBay and like put the parts together to make one thing that kind of works. Percy's basically that, but an 040 tank engine. So it kind of makes sense that he would just be the, generic 040 saddle tank. It's actually flat out said that the various parts on Percy were stamped as being made by, like, 2 or 3 different manufacturers. Yeah. I'm betting that slow up is actually because I don't have quite enough space on those stations. Yeah, like they stick out onto the line. Not here. Oh, what are you doing? No. God. Yeah, no wonder things are being slowed up. God. Yeah, that's a double. Yeah. Bad train, going on the wrong track. No wonder everything's been slowed up. Yeah, you should be able to get back over at the next station. Bad engine, going the wrong way. I mean, it's not their fault. I'm the one who didn't catch that it stupidly chucked them on the wrong platform. And of course, he's having to stop all the way back here because that other engine can't get over until all the way up here, which he's now doing. That'll fix things. That'll make things a lot more efficient in there. Yeah. So yeah, that should get those rates back up. Anyway, let's see. Yeah, let's start getting in the other. Let's see. Is this upgraded? No, because it only has. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna need to double up on that guy. I don't think we'll need to double, but I think we'll need to almost double. So let's actually let's clone it, but then we'll send the extra cars back. So wait, we'll want to grab the depot as well. Yeah, this is something that I'm trying to do. Is actually let's grab all of them, and then I can chuck the extra cars off of these guys. So we'll want to drop maybe they're at 64%, times 2 would be 128%. So we need about so we'll need to drop about like 1/5. So yeah, we'll want to drop like 4 or 5 off of each train, and that should get me about right. And then let's so we're dropping off the ones at the end there, and then we'll want to keep Amorous' old engine separate, and then train 13 there will just be my official depot train. Yeah, now let's check you out and see what your... It says 373. So we probably will want to chuck a couple back on. Because we want this to be at 400. Let's see. 396. We'll let that stabilize, because it sometimes will adjust a little bit one way or the other. So once that's stabilized a bit, then we'll know whether it actually is enough or if it's only almost enough. And I've got those pack cars in storage if I need them. So that way I won't have to spend a bunch of money on more, I'll just pull them out of the depot. And speaking of pulling things out of the depot, let's see if I need to put the third car back on here. Nope. Until you're running profitable. No, actually, yeah, you're running 22 of 36 that way. Let's see if you run any fuller the other way. So, unless you are picking up more than 30 when you... Oh, okay, so yeah, you just pulled into the station there. So, yeah, unless you pick up more than 30 at the other end, I don't think it's going to be worth giving you your third class coach. Yeah. That's the cool thing about the coach pack. They give us a bunch of different styles. You get front brakes and rear brakes, but then you get first and third classes and central brake coaches, And some of them also give you a rear brake or a front brake with the ducket on it. The little thing where the guard can sell tickets, which, I don't know, I kind of like. Yeah, I've done a lot of researching into the Tally Lynn stuff, and the ticket ducket there just, I don't know, it strikes me as really cool having the ability to sell tickets from the train. So I always try and put that in, and it gives them the little, you can also stick your head into there and look out the window to see forward or backward a bit better. Anyway, let's see, how full do you fill up? Yeah, no, you do not need a third coach. So that's going to be all for that one for quite some time. Although, actually, now that I have this set up, maybe I'll put a small engine running out of this station and going into the other cargo track here. Actually, I think I'll do that, because, I mean, it's a fairly short run, so I guess I could do it with just cargo trams, but I don't know. I like putting an unnecessary number of my lines being trains. Just my own weird play style, I guess. And I think I think I'll pull Amherst's old engine out of storage and use that for this route, because this one, being so short, doesn't need as quick an engine. Let's see. I'd want to get up to about 80 for Amherst's old engine, but I'll go 71 up to the level crossing, and then I'll break it off here and make sure to build the rest of it at 80 if I can. No, I have to go a bit below 80 to get onto the line there. Let's see if can I thread it through those signals? What'll it give me? Let's see. Where does it go? There we go. Yeah, that'll be perfect. And I think I might even not bother with the double flip and come out like up here. Although no, I won't be able to squeeze past the signal. Let's see. I want to come here and see if I can squeeze past that signal like at all. Nah, not that way anyway. What we'll want to do is come from way up here. We'll want to use the shift key to get it in as close as possible. Actually, no, I'll just snap to it. No. Yeah. We want to leave space for the signal, so yeah, we'll snap to it there. That puts us at around 80 for most of the turn. Let's bring it out a little further there. Or a little less. We want to go a little less far, actually. There we go. Actually, no. Let's... bring it till I can get 80. There we go. And then now we can flatten it, and that is good there. Okay, so we just got the late generic British coaches and the A35, which that is one of my mainstay cars. And we also got our first proper bus, although it's still that's an American bus, and it is not nearly birdie enough for me to use it. But at some point, as soon as we get a bus that looks half decent as birdie, we will have birdie the bus. There we go. And now we're going to put in a new line from there to there. Oh, and we need to put in a track for him to get over too. Yeah, the way I've done this, it's going to be a bit of a pain because I've brought in a real long switch up there. So yeah, I'm going to need to see, I'm going to need to go from there. Actually, no. Let's see. I want to duck out, but I want to make sure I'm going at the full 80 for it. Come on. There we go. And then I'll break it off there, and then we'll put it the rest of it in at 80. Or actually, that part's way more than 80. And then since I've got a slow double slip there, I think I'm going to come off a little even further back here and go into there. Oh yeah, that's way more than I really needed for that, but we'll better to over-engineer than under-engineer. And then we'll swap the newest line on the cargo portion of the station. Swap that over to there. And now we'll get Amherst's old engine back on, running tools up to Middleton. I think I'll put it back in its original passenger livery too, just because. So, find the city. Eventually I'll learn this map well enough that I can just talk. My chat is lagging way behind, so I swear eventually I'll figure out how one does this YouTube thing. Anyway, so we're gonna repaint you your passenger green, and then we will modify you, and see, you're gonna be hauling tools, so let's give you some box cars in a steely blue. Oh, wait, we got, oh, lovely. So this is actually perfect, because I like putting in some of the larger box cars. So these are the German style, and we've got the Asian style and the American ones. I don't think the American ones go well with this, but I think I'll use the, actually, no, I'll use the goods vans from the generic thing, but then I'll use the, I'll use the generic British goods wagon for most of it, but then I'll chuck in one of the, 80-mile-an-hour ones instead of a, brake van. So we'll do these in, see, now that's too blue. We want a very muted steely blue. That's like an off-white in that color. Let's try off-gray maybe. Off-white is gray. Actually, no. Let's do the off-white in the passenger palette, just because I think it'll look good with this engine. So we'll do. Actually, I doubt we'll even need that many. We'll do like 3, and then we'll do one of these in its standard red, and that'll be our brake van as well. So, let's see. Yeah, Amherst's old engine's probably going to be a bit dusty and rusty after coming out of storage here, because he's got his nice new fancy express engine. But, or maybe the model makers just didn't put in the rust effects. I don't know. But let's see. Details, condition, mediocre. So actually, no, it rightfully is still in decent shape. And then we got 3 pale blue goods vans, 1 German style goods van with a brake. So yeah. And I think that, let's see, what else do we have that's running with Jenny Limbs? So we'll grab all of these guys. So, Amherst's Brick Express also is a Jenny Lind. And this one also is a Jenny Lind. And so is that one. Yeah, both of the oil ones are, but those can stay because they're fairly short. But I think that I'm going to want to upgrade the brick line. And then we're going to grab those guys and the depot, and we'll modify. Ooh, darn it. All. So that's the bricks line. So the braiding brickworks line and the depot, and then we'll modify. So we'll chuck the engines out of the. Oh no, it didn't. No, I don't want. I want modify. There we go. So then we'll do that to get those off, and then we'll put put faster engines on both of these, and then we can put those back on another short run later. So let's put in let's see, do we let's see, actually let's see what's the power on that. So 200. So yeah, we could run those on the little tank on the tank. Oh, hey, electric tram. That's nice. Yeah, these guys I use a lot in some of my stuff. That's what I tend to run most of my cities on, is these trams, both for the cargo trams and the regular. So I'm find a chance to transfer the steam trams elsewhere and use these in the main city just to just for anyway, we're probably gonna go with him because we don't need that much power on these. I mean, we could go with those, but they're more powerful and more expensive. And this line's running perfectly fine with 200 kilowatt engines. So I think that trying to do it with 500 would just wind up being a mess. So anyway, we'll go ahead and do that, and that'll upgrade those guys and put a couple more Jenny Linds into storage. Because we have them in storage there, even though they're technically discontinued, we can pull them out later. See, that's one of the ones I just recently updated. So, yep, still hauling away the bricks, and they'll also be going a good bit faster now that I've got these guys on, because these guys have max speed of 104. And the wagons will limit it to 96, but that's still a lot better than the Jenny Linds could do at 80. So, yeah, and these guys also have like over double the power too. So, this will wind up becoming a much quicker service. And in fact, I'm guessing the rate has jumped up a bit. Yep. Although, it might actually be trying to ship more than that 192. Let's go see. Now 201. And it's trying to ship 198. So yeah, that should be good. And we actually needed that upgrade too. And actually, I think I'm gonna chuck another wagon on each of those while I'm at it. And I've got those wagons in storage in the depot. So I can bring those guys up. And then do that. Boom. That'll make each of those guys a little bit longer and let them have a little bit more bricks. And I think the bricks actually don't palletize on the flat wagons. I'm not sure. No, we want the other one. We want train 1. is the one that has, and that one's going back. So, but we'll see the bricks load up on this one. Actually, no, there's a better way. There is a better way. So, in the assets, I have this, which is the stuff for the generic wagon spots. What I can do, grab the one plank wagon and select. First, let's get off of that and select construction materials. Yes, okay, so those do stack up nicely. Awesome. So yeah, so you can actually use this to see any of the wagons, how they load. And so that's actually an extra cool thing that this asset placer can do. So let's see. Is there anything that so iron ore, so the ore, coal, stone will go into those bins there. And the grain's in an even bigger bin. So yeah, you can actually use this to see how the stuff stacks up in these. That's kind of cool. I hadn't noticed that before. So yeah, I think I'm going to use mostly the 1 planks, the 4 and 5 planks, and the covered wagons. But I tend to use the 3 planks for the just for barrels, like for the oil routes. And those guys are still Jenny Lynn's, just because I like the. I don't know. No point in swapping them out, and I don't have a use for a ton of slower engines. I mean, you can see this guy he's at the end of his line. He's only up to like 50 some. So actually, I might take both of those, and let's see, isolated oil wells and and the refinery. Or actually, no, that one probably doesn't need it. Although yeah, no. Well, theoretically, if that one, that one probably won't need it. But let's because we've got a couple of extra Jenny Lynn's in storage now, so we'll chuck one of those on there. And we'll leave it the same color it was on the bricks line too. So yeah, and now that'll up the rate on him a little bit, and I might actually now that he's going to be quicker, I might actually take a couple of wagons off. Don't know. Actually, I think I'll just leave it. But anyway. Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure I have like real trucks now, so let's grab that. Manage vehicles. I'm gonna replace all of these guys with the little steam trucks. Let's see, do these guys hold? Yes, those guys. Oh, they hold. They hold crude oil. Okay, yeah. So, boom. So yeah, and that should improve the rate on those guys substantially. So actually, I'm gonna color them all for crude oil. I only had them that color because I just swapped them from a different line. Now the rate is 386, which means that should pick up. And actually, I'm gonna chuck one more on. So that's the next bus, and we've got the an American engine, and actually, so let's follow you. Let's see, when do you actually get up to speed? So you still don't actually get all the way up to speed, and your and your rate is actually still just a touch low. So I'm actually going to take that other Jenny Lynn that we have in storage and add that one on as well. So yeah, this will actually up the speed on this guy even further, because with 600 power, that means he'll be accelerating 3 times as quickly as he did before, and so he should actually get most of the way up to speed by the end. And I said it's a use for these slower engines that I'm not going to be likely to put on the longer new lines. And if I don't find any shunting services for them, I would have just had to leave them in the depot forever, which that's no fun. Ah, only 394. So yeah, he still does need another wagon or two, which is fine. I've got him in storage for just this sort of thing. So that ought to do it. $413. There we go. So, and then this guy, we're going to want him at a rate of 200. So he's at 176. So let's grab him and the depot there, and we'll pin this so that we can keep an eye on the rate. So let's do one car at a time and see when it... Oh, only needs one. Okay. So, actually, it's a 201. Well, nah, it should do fine. It should do fine. Oh, but I didn't actually, save doing that, so boom. Put the van properly on the end. So yeah, there we go. That's that optimized a bit. And then from here we've got this line, which is rate 355, and it's actually shipping. We're going to want a rate of around 800 on this eventually. So get not that one, but all of those, we're going to duplicate them once, and then we're going to put another 2 more on. So that'll give us, that should give us, yeah, there we go. And we're still leaving the one smaller ship on, but by putting a bunch more of the Dunar castles on, actually, I think we could probably take one of them off. Let's see what happens if we grab just the... Come on. The one vehicle, hit send to depot. Let's see what the rate says now. Yeah, no, we do need, oh, no, ships. Shipyard. Check you back on. So yeah, we do need that. And then let's go ahead and get in the shipping line from here. So I'm going to be putting the harbor here, although I probably could put it on the other side. It'd probably be a bit more efficient, but I think it'll look better here. So, whoop. Oh, come on. Okay, so my tablet is up at the right spot, but it just didn't have the video, so that's fine. That's fine. We want large. Well, let's do a large one with the one terminal. I don't think they look as good, but it'll be fine. Fine for this, at least. Boom. Then we'll go over to, yeah, into this little inlet. And I'll do the 2 terminal one, but I'm going to actually delete one of the terminals. Actually, now I'm going to put it in as a small 1 terminal, so I can... Oh, okay, that's a collision issue. Okay. Oh, come on. Yeah, I want to see just how tightly in here I can get this, and then I'm going to place the... There we go. And then I'm going to configure it, and I'm going to swap out for a large dock sticking out up the side. And I think I'm going to put it in right there, and then we'll put a big landing right there. And that'll do for that. And that's of a similar length to that, so we'll only want like 4 ships on it, I think, for now. So anyway, this is going to be yeah, this is not to ship grading forestry to, yep, I'd say that's close to, that'll be to Tow Law Harbor. Tow Law Harbor. And then I'll be putting in a train line that'll go right there along the coast there. I was wanting to do this to save this route for Toby though, so I don't know if I'll actually put in the vehicles for a little while longer yet. I think I'll oh, that'll actually be really cool. So I'm gonna be squeezing this in, and I'm gonna actually configure this so that oh, hey, speak of the devil, that's Toby. Okay, so I'm gonna be taking this, I'm gonna squeeze it in right along there. Then I'm gonna configure this, and I'm actually gonna be making this part of my dockyard. And actually, I'm gonna take. Let's see if that'll work. If I can, I'd love to have the cargo platform bit there sticking off the side, if it'll fit, because that would look amazing. Boom. Yeah, I'm gonna have to modify that a little bit, push that back even more, and put a road in, but still, that'll look awesome. So let's mute, and we're just gonna put in a little itty bitty section right in there to hook those dudes up, and then we'll run the platform the rest of the way down. And I might actually see if I can put stairs in. They won't actually have any function, but they might look cool if it'll. Ooh, okay, so I'll want to go into here, train tools, and level that out to there. Actually, I'm going to push it all the way out to the end. And this is going to be a proper dockyard. And as in the books and stuff, I know there was a section where it was talking about where Toby originally came from, and it showed him and the other members of his class working at a dock. So none of them. Oh, I can put them in there. There we go. Come on. Yeah, perfect. And then tracks out to the end, and now we've got a nice dockyard for Toby's timber train. And for Toby's line, we can make this basically as curvy as we want, because aside from like the slowest I've ever managed to get a track was in a double slip switch, and it was like, I think 29 kilometers an hour is the slowest I've managed to get anything. And that's only using double slip switches. Without a double slip switch, the slowest you can really go is like is 41, and Toby only goes up to 43. And of course, as I say, we can make this line as slow as we want. It goes in at like, over 100 kilometers an hour, which is fine. I'm not going to, artificially put in curves. But anyway, actually, I think I'm not gonna put an extra station out the back there. I'm gonna actually, give, Toby a little bit here. And I'm just gonna drop in a single bit of track there, and so we can do a nice gradual curving out. That. Boom. And since Toby notorious for his small water tank size, I'm going to go ahead and put in a tower at both ends of his route. So, yeah, I wish you could like set which orientation on this. I mean, in this case, it's actually a bit better that way, but I'd like to be able to put it on either side of the track with either orientation. That'd be cool. And then we'll stick with this dude. And we'll put it there. And then new line. Or why do I keep going into that menu for new line? That's weird of me. But anyway, we'll do a line from there. There. And this is going to be train. Hey, you keyboard function. Going to be tow law harbor to Smithwick lumber mill. And I'm gonna grab the train depot, and we're gonna get Toby out on the line. And as I said, Toby is very low power, very low speed, so we're probably gonna wind up having to give him a helper locomotive at some point, even on that short a line. But for now, we'll do Toby with, say, 5 of the old style flat cart. We'll do the old. So let's do the these. I think these were the Asian ones. Yeah, we'll do 5 of the old Asian. No, now let's do these. 5 of them, and actually, this is something I did when I put Toby in on my other line. Instead of doing a brake van, oh man, you know what? Just for the purposes of this, I was gonna try to not skip the date back in this series for anything, but so we're in 1903. I'm gonna skip back to like 1870 for just. I said 1870 for just a moment, because I really do want to. You go away. I really do want to do this. So what I did for Toby and my other one is I used this instead of a brake van as Henrietta. And I like it. So, because I mean, it's only got a weight of like 7. And so now I'm going to go back to 1903. But anyway, yeah, I just Tow Harbor to Smithwick London. There we go. And then we'll put a few ships on the other one. So we're gonna grab 4 I do some Klondikes. They can haul the lumber, and they go a bit faster, but they have... Yes, yeah, let's do Klondikes. Although, they're more expensive, but I don't have any of those yet, so... We'll start with only 3, because those guys are a bit faster and a bit higher capacity. There we go. Yeah, ships tend to lag out the game worse than anything else. Anyway. So, there's Toby coming out the station. Or out of the depot, and through the station. But yeah, I mean, that's definitely not a, perfect Henrietta, but it's close enough. Actually, I think I'm gonna, go into the managed vehicle and grab the, depot, and I'm gonna use another one of my tricks here to, I don't know, to recolor, Henrietta. See if I can make her a darker brown. I'm gonna take this train. Yeah, we're gonna go with deep brown. Actually, no. Oh, hey, we got the Great Western Railway brake band. That's a nice one, and we got the slightly faster steam skin if I want to use those somewhere. So we're gonna let's try not that. Let's maybe that brown. Let's see how Henrietta looks in that color. Ah, yeah, much better. Yeah, in the later years, they do I think it's in like the 70s or something. They there's another mod that it's basically the same engine, the same stat and everything, but different class name, because when the engine Toby's Toby basically the name of its class changed when it was sold off to the different railways from whatever this one was called to like the J70 or something like that. And that doesn't have the lettering on the side. Might swap out the engine to that to look a little bit more like Toby when that becomes available, but for now, we're just gonna leave it like this. So yeah, I'm guessing we're gonna have to give Toby a bunch more trucks and a back engine to help out at some point, but anyway, so let's see. So Petersfield has yeah, it has 2 spots on this, and I'm only really using 1 for the tram. So I think I'm gonna run Birdie from here in my main city's central hub. When I do put him in for you, Amber, I'm gonna run him from my main central hub there. Let's see, gotta be somewhere where he's gonna go by Thomas. So let's send him up to Braiding, and then him and Thomas can race from the quarry up past the brickworks. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. And let's see, while I'm at it, let's so along the let's see, so we have the so along the main line here, we're gonna have a the station going into Braiding, maybe like on the outskirts here, and then a bus stop is part of that, and I think we'll have Birdie be going into that. So if I do the station coming out that way, that's gonna be a real tight turn to get into the main line, but no, that's not a big deal coming like just out of the station though, so I think I'll do it anyway. Because I can. And then just so let's see. So we should theoretically only need like 1 track. I'm gonna put in 2 just because it doesn't look very good with only 1 track. Or actually, No, I'm gonna put it in like this, but then I'm gonna swap out one of the tracks for cargo. Because, let's see, these guys are getting bricks in that way, which is fine, but we're gonna wanna bring tools across the map to them, so we'll go ahead and do that at some point. So yeah, we'll need to configure this and smash out all of this. No, I don't want to delete the whole thing. I just want to get rid of all of the stuff on that platform. Yeah, and my game is just naturally lagging this slow because they fixed the issue, or not fixed, but the issue that that a bunch of people were having with the ship lines causing a bunch of extra lag is no longer a thing. No, they didn't like fully fix it, but what they did do, I'm gonna move that over. But anyway, what they did do is they oh, you're gonna be kidding me. Went in perfectly fine before. Yeah, we're gonna pause this and we're gonna take that road out, build the station, and put it back in. It's glitching and saying I can't put my buildings there, which I'm stupid. But anyway, but because they fixed that mostly by just making it so that the ship lines only recalculate when you modify harbors, not just when you modify, you know, any station at all. So that's not why I'm having this stuttering and lag here. Yeah, I need to be careful because when it gets to 1920, right before a lot of the stuff that I want to happen is really going to start, the towns also start swapping their roads out for the modern ones. And I actually, at the very least, the smallest size road, I hate the way it looks with the modern style. It just looks so dumb. So I need to remember to, sometime around like 1919-ish, just go through and lock all of those roads. Anyway, roads, buildings, this dude. So yeah, we'll need it, and we'll need both of these tracks too. One of them will be for the I'm gonna put it the other way. So one of these tracks is gonna be for Earth's tracks. One of these bus stops is gonna be for Birdie to come in, and the other one is gonna be for the trams that I'm gonna be, or maybe buses, I don't know, that I'm gonna be putting into here. But since I'm gonna be putting either trams or buses on, I do have to extend at least the one side of it to be a longer platform for if I do trams. But for now, though, I'm just gonna do it like that, and that's gonna be for Birdie when I get him in. So yeah, I think for now I'm gonna put in one of the Mac buses, and then I'm gonna go into the workshop and see about replacing it with a bus that's more appropriate to Birdie. No. Perfect. So yeah, Birdie's gonna be going right the way across the map. And I'm gonna have to put like several buses on here because, I mean, even if it is competing with the train and is going to be much, much slower, there's still going to be, you know, enough people wanting to use it. And actually, it might even be profitable to chuck some buses on it. I'm just going to go ahead and sell these because I'm never going to be using the horse and carts anymore. So, you know, going into passengers, we got the ducks and the Mac bus. So for this sort of long haul thing, this one's actually statistically better. So until I get Birdie on the line, I'm gonna use these. Nope. No. And I'm gonna color them bright red. And this one, I'm going to name as Birdie. And I'm going to make sure to swap them out to be more birdie-like. Oh, and of course, as I say that, wait, did I only put birdie on? I think I did. Well, that's actually fine, because I'm going to go ahead and replace those once I do that. So yeah, we're going to replace all of these with this, which is, I mean, it's not a perfectly birdie-ish bus, but it's a lot closer. So, yeah, I mean, it's not right for birdie, but not too bad. And so for now, this is what he's going to be. And let's see. Yeah, so technically not quite as good for this sort of long haul thing as the ducks would be, but it's good enough for now. Especially since I'm putting this in mainly as a thing just to have in a bus line. So road passenger, Petersfield to, I'm not sure where it goes to Braden. Petersfield to Braiding. Boom. So yeah, we now have a route in for Birdie the bus. And at some point I will replace this with something that's a little better, although this actually isn't too bad. It's at least a bus of the same general era and the same general region style, but yeah, I'm definitely going to have to swap that out for something better. But anyway, yeah, the Petersfield tram is doing pretty good. It's not, you know, super loaded up, but it does make money, which is nice. Let's see, what are emissions like in Petersfield? Because I know that those trams, yeah, because those guys are pretty noisy. So yeah, I think I am going to depot those trams for now, and I'm gonna electrify at least. No, I'm not gonna bother with actually no, because the cargo trams stay within that little area, so they shouldn't affect too many houses. But the passenger trams, I'm gonna want to electrify that route. You know, I'm gonna pull up the not that one, that one. So we're gonna pull up the Petersfield tram, and I'm gonna electrify just what's actually needed for that for now. So eventually I'm probably going to electrify the whole thing, and as I move those steam cargo trams to some short shuttle route somewhere. Probably one of those various little station extenders that I have out in the middle of nowhere. I'm saying there's only one person because my thing is gone, or because you've headed off, Amber. I actually can't. Oh, let's see if it'll go back up to saying I have 2 viewers once my tablet logs back in. Because if I'm all on my own, I may as well wrap up. But anyway. So, I'm just going to keep talking like you are here, because if you aren't, well, I guess you can watch it back later, I don't know. But anyway, so at some point I'm going to probably move those cargo trams over to some small little shuttling route somewhere where they're not going to noise up the town, and then swap those guys out for electrics as well. But for now, I'm not going to do that. Okay, so yeah, my friend Fletch named one of these guys the Herbert Express, so I'm going to have to... No, nah, because I'm going to be putting it back out on another line, so that one will still be the Herbert Express. So we're going to buy these guys, and we're going to get the largest size, and well, these guys have a lot more, a decent bit more capacity, I believe. They're 32 versus... Oh, actually, no, they're the same capacity, effectively. So, yeah, we'll get 2 of those. And we'll put these guys onto their line. Oh, I need to actually electrify that. And electrify the depot, too. There we go. There we go. So now I'll go ahead and color them my passenger color. I think I had those guys a bit lighter. Yeah, I had those the trams a bit lighter. So let's check out one of our new electric trams. Yeah, and these guys are a lot quieter, so the average emissions for Petersfield should drop by a lot, because the only thing that actually ventures out into the residential area, oh yeah, it was very poor. So, let's see, so let's pull up the emissions layer, and we'll set it to current, and we'll just see. So yeah, so, this is gonna be hard. Yeah, we probably do actually need to update those guys to electrics. And we might actually need to push the residential. Oh, we got residential cropping up over. No wonder you're giving me noise complaints if you're popping up houses right next to the train tracks. Yeah, that is probably the biggest issue with where I've got this city. Since I think we can leave these guys out on the very point there, but we need to trim it back away from there. So anyway, let's pull this up, and so yeah, that dropped it down to being only poor, because yeah, so those guys do make some noise, but they're not like nearly as noisy. So anyway, I think that I will take those guys, and I'm gonna buy the new ones first. So we're gonna go in down here into this, and we're gonna get only 2. We're gonna buy those guys. We're gonna chuck them onto Petersfield cargo delivery. Oh, duh! I need to get through and electrify there and there, and that actually is completely unused. That needs to be electrified. That, and we'll go ahead and do that too while we're at it. And then now we should be able to chuck those guys onto the Petersfield cargo delivery. And then we'll take this line and we will send those guys back to their depot. And that should further reduce the noise complaints. So now the real question, what do I do about that? Do I try and reclaim some land here? Do I do some just city training to try and push some residential up to here? I don't know. Because I kind of like having this spindly little peninsula. But one thing that I might do is, like, for instance, expand that up like there, so we can fit in a few more houses right along there, and maybe even extend it out a decent ways and bust down the small houses. I think I definitely only want small ones around here, but I am gonna take the leveler. I'm gonna bring this out enough that small houses at least can build up here. And just any of those bits that don't have anything, I'm going to make sure that they can. I think that it just can't put something in there for whatever. Yeah, that is a bit of a nasty section to try and put something in. You're right. But I think, yeah, I think I'm gonna take this out, bring this up so that we can get some houses of that size along the whole spindly bit of the peninsula, like that. And let's get this. And then, yeah, and once the houses go in, I think I'm also going to smooth out the area right around the peninsula. I think over here, I'm going to bring it out even further. So that they can put some fairly decently sized houses in up there. And right there, that really needs to extend out to like there-ish, maybe. There we go. And then maybe see if we can't get just enough area, not for them to squeeze any big ones, but maybe like the occasional little house over there. And let's see. Yeah, so that shows me the edge of the water. Then let's have like maybe one little house right there on the very end. If we can. There we go. That ought to be enough. Yeah, so those things where it's technically super shallow water, but it looks like land, I'm going to just make it actually be land. And that'll let me get a few more small houses out here. Like there. Squeezing in just a little bit more. Get a little more out of... Oop, that's not what I wanted. Just get a little bit more out of this peninsula so that I can try and keep my houses out of the noisier bits of the city. And as I said, once they build the houses in there, I'm going to go ahead and smooth it off. But for now, oh, and we can also, yeah, any commercial or industrial that are building up down here, like basically on this side of the road, of that road, I only want residential, because that's the area where it's actually quiet enough for them. And in that little area, I'm just kind of letting them because I kind of don't have much choice. And then at the very end of that point there, I'm letting them. Well, we have a decent amount of industrial over here and commercial over here. I was considering trying to flip-flop, because I do prefer having my industrial near my harbor and my commercial near my train station. So I think I'm going to also start doing that while I'm town training. I think we're just going to go through and take out all the industrial this side of the road, and most of the commercial that side. And eventually, I guarantee you that the city's actually going to spread out to some of that area. But I definitely only want industrial going out there. Because commercial shops only make sense to be near the center of the city. And residential can't go right by the train tracks. But industrial going out there, that would be totally fine. Yeah, I'm going to start pushing the industrial away from the heart of the city and away from my train area. Or from my, my train and depot area. And we'll get it going more across into the harbor area. And I think I'll leave some industrial up in that peninsula there. But I'll push it back a bit. Because you want, commercial, you want to be, easy access. In like a real city, because that's where, people go shopping and stuff. But for work, they're just going to be, going and then staying for a while, so not as big a deal if that's a little less accessible. Ooh, no, I don't want to be getting rid of industrial over there. I want to be getting rid of commercial up here. And I think we're gonna leave commercial up in that little spur and have like few residences, a few shops up there. I think that'll be kind of cool. But if I ever get the city big enough that it does start to squish out onto the mainland, I am definitely going to force most of the industrial out that way. And then I'm going to probably... I don't think I'm going to run it by train. I think I'm going to do, like, the... Actually, what I'll probably do is I will add a third terminal on there, and I'll run steam trams out of there, like, just across the bridge and up to there, and then we'll have an industrial district built up around there. So commercial, you have plenty of room to grow in over here. So don't try and encroach on the few residential spaces I have. And I think that, like, right in here, I'm going to get rid of a couple of those guys in the hopes that I can get one or two of the bigger buildings to grow in right there. And the same with these three. And then, I think for now I'm just going to let the town grow back a bit and just see where we are. So let's see, how far has the city road actually spread? It appears to be spread to the bridge, but that part, is that locked? Yes, it is. I'm going to unlock that. I'm going to see if they do decide to upgrade it to city road. So, I believe those are all small roads, if I remember correctly. Yes, so yeah, the small city road is expanded out up to there. Let's see. I doubt that bridge can be widened. Yeah, nope. I knew that wasn't happening. But we can widen just that little bit. Ooh, no, we do not. Ooh, no, no. Ah. We absolutely do not want that. That completely ruined the bridge. I hate how it does that. You can transfer from a big road to a little road on a slope. Why do the junctions have to be forest level? Anyway, so currently got 19 of 36. Let's see how much he'll have after he stops in there. What's up, folks? Yep, nope. He does not need the third coach back. That's a weird visual glitch. Dunno. But, Anyway. So yeah, we now have the... Where are those tools headed for? So that's... Terminal... Oh! No, that's Terminal 2, so that's braiding brickworks to Peters. So, why are you shipping tools? So... Oh, that's actually... Oh, that's wonderful. Okay, so yeah, that'll actually make my life a lot easier. So yeah, so the brickworks line is actually shipping tools. Okay, so I see what's happening here. Yeah, so the tools are being shipped from here to here. Then the little bricks run is taking them back to my hub, which is how this sort of thing is supposed to work. Then the other bricks line is taking them back all the way down along that track to here, where they're being loaded onto here, and then these guys are taking them. So I'm gonna upgrade these to some real trucks. Do I have yeah, I only have that which is, yeah, not worth it. But I am going to add a few more to this line though. Now they're now also shipping some tools. So let's chuck say 3 more on, because they're shipping tools as well as bricks. Actually, so let's see. So they currently have a rate of 153 and so 133. So if the tools are anything more than 20 being shipped to braiding, then we're going to need to upgrade that. Yeah, this is one of the things that I like about those vehicles. I mean, sometimes it becomes an issue. There we go, 4. So yeah, we'll need to... But yeah, sometimes this will become an issue. Like there, you'll see it wound up putting extra stress on that line. And sometimes it'll actually wind up shipping, like... This isn't a problem in maps of this size, because you only really will have one chain of each industry. But in larger maps, you'll actually sometimes wind up with, like... If I need one more. But in larger lines, you'll actually sometimes wind up with, like, you know, one logging industry on this side of the map and one on the other side of the map. But your train network will actually wind up running logs from here, like literally a full load of logs all the way down, and then take a full load of logs again all the way back. And it's like, why are you doing that? You're shipping the exact same thing both directions. Why do you not want to just, you know, buy locally? But in a smaller map like this, though, you don't have that issue. But you do sometimes gain those extra benefits of a line that you don't, like, cargo will wind up taking this weird, inexplicable route and just wind up, you know, showing up somewhere somehow. So, yeah, let's actually go around and see. And those are the other electric tram I use a lot. They're not quite as quick, but they have a bit more capacity. I think they look cooler. Anyway, so yeah, this guy is actually going to need a couple more cars now that he's running tools the other way. So we'll go into cargo here, and generic British. And I think I'm going to grab these guys, and I'm going to use a I'm going to use that same color I used for tools with the other. I'm going to just chuck, say, 2 of these on. and that should help with running those tools back. And he also seems to be getting a bit of a buildup of bricks on this end, so that'll let him run the bricks back the other way a little faster. But let's go in and check, see if we have any stations that are overloading. So, okay, so this guy apparently doesn't have quite enough rate. Let's see, so it's, oh, this one needs to be rate 800. Because it's shipping from 2, so yeah, it's 469. So yeah, we'll want to not quite double them. I think I'm gonna put on, instead of duplicating those guys, I'm gonna put on ones with that larger Caledonian engine double-headed, instead of those guys with 3. Because let's see, so that was running with the with 3 777s. So that's 3 times 364 is like, yeah, a bit over. Yeah, so double-headed of these is going to be about the same. So we'll do. And this is coal, so we'll make them black. 2 of those guys, and then for cargo, generic British. And 5 planks are the nicest for coal. So we'll do 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 19, 20, 21, 22, because we don't need to quite double it. And then we'll grab the newer brake van, which those don't recolor, which is actually kind of nice because I like to have my brake vans be uncolored, and this lets me color the train without worrying about the brake van. So we'll grab 2 of these. And I'm going to chuck those onto so yeah, we'll want Peterfield mine transfer to isolated harbor. No, wait, no, that's not it. No, it's the wrong line. So that, oh dear. So we don't want there, we want panic. Oh, we want that one. Mines to Bolsover steelwork. Okay, so we want these guys on that one. Hopefully I caught that before they got all the way out. Yep, okay, so yeah, there's the first one. Yeah, we didn't have any issues. Okay, so, whew, that was close. So let's check out our new trains. They're nicely stopped here, out in the open, for me to take a good look at them. Yeah, so we just got a couple of older Caledonian engines with a whole bunch of coal trucks behind them. You know, since this Caledonian mods actually seems to be a bit full of surprises, I wonder if it'll have a good Caledonian 060, like Donald and Douglas in it. Because that would actually make my day, if those will pop up in, you know, a while. But, ooh. So yeah, we're getting close to 1910, so I'm actually going to want to go through and lock in the old roads now. And yeah, anything I don't intend for them to upgrade, I'm going to go ahead and actually, before I do that, I'm going to make sure that the street sizes are what I want throughout the town. So, let's see, I'm going to want, so yeah, I only want to have big roads where I want, so yeah, I think I'm actually going to shrink that down to be small. Apparently, making it smaller is removing those bigger buildings, which is very irritating, but it should actually rebuild them. Well, that's annoying. But yeah, because you can they're definitely going to be able to get in a big building there. So I'm actually going to strip those guys back and strip that guy back. Yeah, strip both of those guys back and see if I can get it to build something a little bigger that sticks out into those empty spaces. So anyway, back to this. So yeah, and anything that I'm not actually actively using, especially with the tightness of this, I want to have most of the unused roads as the smaller ones. Actually, yeah, I'm just going to take everything out on that peninsula down to small. I mean, it would look weird if those guys were small, considering they transition into a big road. So I'm going to leave that as a big. I'm going to leave all the stuff in here and all my routing as big. That one had to be small to squeeze between those buildings, which I'm going to leave it. And all that stuff sticking out there is small. So yeah. And then now I can just go through and lock all of it. Yeah, and this is one thing that tends to lag out weird more often than other things for some reason, is locking roads. It sometimes will register and lock it and it'll stay locked, and sometimes it just doesn't. So, yeah. I don't know, devs, if you happen to, for some strange reason, be watching this, if you could improve respondability on locking roads on less powerful computers, that'd be kind of nice. I get it if you don't, because you're probably not even going to ever see this video to know I want you to, but yeah, that's another bus, although it may be a better bus, but it's even worse for being a representation of Birdie, so I'm definitely not going to be using it. But anyway, it's getting close on to 9 o'clock for me, which is about when I usually start wrapping things up for bed, and I'm guessing Amber is, yeah, well and truly logged off, because, yeah, in the UK, it'd be like, like 1 in the morning right now, so yeah. Yeah, definitely don't fault you for leaving me, Amber. But I think I'm gonna be, I'm gonna go through, I'm gonna lock down all the roads in at least Petersfield and do a little bit more town training. Then I'm gonna be wrapping things up and heading to bed. So yeah. And actually, I think I'm just gonna take this offline. So I think that I will be seeing you guys later.